Hey everyone, happy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. There are such things as good Mondays. I am Pam Savage, owner of Young at Heart Creations, and I love to paint, and I enjoy teaching others to paint as well. Don't typically get on here during the daytime, but I had a minute in between things and thought I would work on the Christmas trucks that we were working on the other night. And this is where I've gotten to on this one. I was doing a couple of them. The other one just has the regular hubcaps. This one has the peppermint hubcaps. So right now I'm working on the lettering, just putting some white on for the Merry Christmas. I will be honest with you, lettering is my most difficult task. So this is not my hand lettering. This was already etched on there, and I'm just filling it in. And even filling it in, the letters are difficult for me. So I'm not a good freehander. So I usually have to trace it on or get it already etched on when we're doing the hand lettering. But I am practicing on it. So hopefully I will get there. So I think that's really the only other thing that I had done since we did it last. I went ahead and put the hubcaps on there in that Napa red. Let's see, that Napa red is Deco Art Napa red, and that's really good for shading on the regular reds like tomato and true red. It works out pretty good. And I might have put the lights on since I last talked with you. I haven't touched it much more since we were together, but so that's what I'm working on right now. I had a few minutes and I thought I need to get those trucks finished, and then Tuesday night we will, or tomorrow night, we'll finish this little guy. This mason jar is what we were working on. So what I'm trying to decide right now on it is putting just the one word, I haven't even taken the price tag off this one, but the one word welcome, and I know that's backwards for y'all, so let's do it this way. So the one word welcome on there, whichever way, or I've got all of these little individual letters that I could put on and spell something else, like home sweet home, or I don't know, welcome or whatever. So that's what I'm trying to decide. Do I want to do individual ones, or do I want to do just the one word, and then we're going to put a few more things around the edge of it. This is a pretty big one. The only thing I've done since I talked to you last was I did base coat the leaves. I might go do them a little bit lighter, I'm not sure yet. And I did shade and highlight that blue flower. Looks kind of purple. It is kind of a purpley blue. So we'll finish that up tomorrow or work on it. I had to stop in the middle of that, if you'll remember last week, because Jennifer's, my daughter, her puppy dog was very, very sick from staying at a boarding place. She got that, what they call kennel cough, and she was very, very sick. She is much, much better, chasing the squirrels and chasing our rabbits, so she's feeling much better. She almost had an encounter with our skunk. We have a skunk that comes out every night and feeds underneath our yard light that we have out in the yard. So she almost met the skunk. We were able to intervene that, thank goodness. We have one of the grand dogs that encountered it. But I won't let my husband do anything because I know she's got babies under our shed, and I can't stand the thought of it. So we're just very careful when we go out. But so all I'm working with color-wise right now is white. I'm just trying to finish up these letters. That was the one with the peppermint. And then this is the one with just the regular hubcaps. I haven't even started the letters on it yet. So I've got a lot to do to get busy, but I'm taking care of that baby. And I don't know if you remember, but the little boy at church at VBS had said that he wanted Miss Pam to, he'd been watching me on TV, Facebook, but he calls it TV, and why don't I ever paint a dinosaur? So I did find a dinosaur at Hobby Lobby. So one day, pretty soon, in the next week or two, I will be painting a dinosaur live. So, and he's going to be painting with me, he and his little brother. So, but I did find a dinosaur. They were enough that we got one for each of them. So we'll be painting a dinosaur. You know, little boys like to paint too. So we'll be doing that as well. But that's what I'm working on right now. I have been super, super busy promoting the painters event in August Thank you so much for those that have signed up. But I've been going around to events in different places and handing out the flyer. Hi, Cindy. So I've been handing out the flyer. I know that's backwards for you, but that's what I've been busy doing this weekend. I've had flyers made up, and I've been handing the flyers out for the painters event. Trying to spark up some more interest in that. That's in August. The deadline is June the 30th. So I've had so many of you say, yes, we're coming, we're coming. We're excited about it, but I haven't seen the registrations yet. So deadline is June the 30th, and I've got to let the venue know. So if you are planning on coming, please go on to the website, and my link is on here to get more information on that. It's going to be such a fun day. The grand prize is a Cricut machine. And I posted a picture of that. I can't remember the brand, which model it is, but I did post a picture of that. Several more different door prizes. That includes 2 meals, and then we'll have a booth. We just got all kinds of things going on. So it is going to be a really fun day, and I'm very excited about it. So if you have not registered yet, please go on and register. We have something new now. For every person that you get to register, that you get to come with you, or just come, and you have to be there as well. But for every person that you get to sign up, there's a little box that says referred by. So be sure that you get that person to click that box that says referred by and put your name on it. And for every person that you get to register, that's another ticket in that bucket for the Cricut machine. So say you get 10 people to sign up and come with you, you get 10 extra tickets in that bucket. So that's a pretty good incentive, and that Cricut's going to be a little over $200. So that's a pretty good grand prize, and to bring somebody with you, it's always more fun when you have somebody with you. So enough said on that. Well, that's not enough said. I'll be promoting it quite a bit for the next few days. But so right now I'm just working on putting the lettering on this little guy. I've already got one coat on it, so I'm just working on putting a second coat on it. Sometimes that white can be, especially going over red, can be a little tricky. So I'm just going to bring you down here, and so you can just kind of paint along with me. I saw where Terry with, oh my goodness, my mind just went blank. She does all the gnomes, and it's something with Terry. I am so sorry, Terry. My mind just went blank, but she just had a big painters event. Hers was 3 days. And who knows, if this one goes well this year, I may do a 2 or 3 day one next year. But I was trying to do it so you wouldn't have to get a hotel this time. But anyway, I saw that hers went really, really well. She had, I don't know how many were there, but there were several. But she's been having that for a few years now in her area. And so it had a really good turnout. They had so much fun. Even when they weren't painting, they were just having so much fun visiting together, talking about their businesses, or just talking about what they like to paint, what they do. And some came and didn't even paint. They just came and watched and learned and just enjoyed, the visiting. But they were learning a lot. They had never painted before and just wanted to see what it was all about. So they came and stayed the whole 3 days, was my understanding. Now, I am terrible on these letters about getting out of line, but what I do, I just go through and do it. I paint it all red, and then I go through and paint the white, and then I just go back and kind of touch up with the red when I'm finished over the lines where I've gotten out of line. I don't stress over it too much because it's going to be back away from you. I also added, this design did not have a door drawn out, so I did draw a little door line on there, and right under the C you'll see the little door handle. So I did add that as well. I just kind of liked the door on it. We finally have had a few days with no rain, but I guess it was Saturday night or Friday night maybe. No rain in the forecast. My daughter was painting things for her RV, painting cabinet doors and some railing and things, and needed the garage. So Everything was still drying, so I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to leave the car out. I cracked the windows, you know, just rolled them down, oh, maybe 2 to 3 inches, because it was so hot, and I put my sun visor thing up, and about 4:30 Saturday morning, I guess. I can't remember which day it was, but all of a sudden we have this big clap of thunder, and it woke us all up, and it was coming a flood, pouring. I don't know how long it had been raining. So 4:30 in the morning, I run out, throw my gown on, run outside, throw my house coat on, run outside, and get soaked, of course, and go open the door to roll the windows up. And I thought, well, it couldn't do that much. They weren't down hardly any. The front part of my car inside was flooded. The seats were soaked, the dashboard, everything on the dashboard. The floorboards had water because I have those weather tech mats in them. They were standing in water, and oh, it was so wet. So I keep a towel in there just to cover the seats when we're sitting on them, so that we don't get them all messed up. And I've only had the car 2 years. Anyway, needless to say, it was a mess. I dried and dried and dried with that towel best I could for the night, and then just, you know, had to leave it. So I got it the next morning. I had to go somewhere, had to have it. So I just put trash bags and towels over the seat, so I didn't get my clothes just drenched. Oh, I know, we had Vacation Bible School I had to get to help teach. And so when I got it home, I left it outside. Well, David left it all that night. He had sat, opened the doors in the garage. We moved everything, and put a big fan on it, but it was still soaked. So I took it, I just moved it out in the driveway where I knew the sun would be hitting it, rolled the windows up because it was 90-something degrees. And by the afternoon, it was finally all dry, and I was so afraid it was going to smell, you know, that musky smell after everything's been wet. But it didn't. It's okay, but oh, that feeling when you wake up and you, and then we were talking about one of my daughters in high school. Her friend her dad had just gotten her a really nice, very nice car. It wasn't brand new, but close to it. And they were it was in high school, so this would have been about 7 years ago. But they were sitting there doing their lesson, whatever it was, and this girl just gasped, just got up, ran out of the classroom, didn't tell the teacher or anybody what was going on. It was coming a pretty bad storm, really raining. So the teacher was concerned and sent my daughter out to check on her to see if she was okay, what was wrong. Well, that new car her daddy had just gotten her had a T-top, a sunroof, and she had left the sunroof down, and the car was complete. It was almost a foot standing in water. Anything electrical in the car was ruined. So they had to have a lot of work done on it. Her daddy was not happy with her. Of course, now they laugh about it. But that's kind of the way I felt last night. Oh no. And then, of course, you couldn't go back to sleep the rest of the night or morning. And we'd already been up taking care of a sick puppy. But she's much better. So this looks a little messy right now because I'm just not even worrying about too much about getting out of the lines, because I'll go back and touch it up with that red. And I need to go get, you would think with over 100, probably close to 100 paintbrushes, I would have everything I need, but my small little filbert brushes have all just gotten really bad, and they're just not really good to do this with. This one has gotten so bad it really doesn't even look like a filbert anymore. So we've gone from tons and tons of rain in the 60s, upper 50s and 60s, to This week now we are having heat warnings. We're in the 90s. The heat index is over 100. And after all of that rain, it is so humid. I've got 2 fans going on up here. We have our thermostat. We have a 2-story, and so it gets really hot upstairs and really cold downstairs. But right now, just to keep it decent up here, we've got it on 66 or 67. And then you'll be freezing downstairs. David works in our office downstairs, and everything I've got craft-wise is up here upstairs. So I told him, I said, okay, 2 things. I'm doing a live and I can't take my clothes, any more clothes off. You're going to have to put more clothes on. So he got out a flannel shirt and he's sitting in his office working with a flannel shirt on, trying to stay warm. Okay, I don't think I got a second one on that one. Been seeing lots of you guys posting that you're doing craft shows or like flea markets and things of that nature, setting up booths. That's awesome. I love doing that. That was another thing when it started raining. It was Friday night or Friday morning. Well, it actually would have been Saturday morning because it was so late. We have a little market thing around this downtown square every weekend, every Saturday from 9 to noon. And every 3rd Saturday is the Crafters Day. So it was raining the hardest because it rained forever. But at 7:30 that morning, it was raining so hard, and that's when they all have to set up. So I went up there to hand out flyers about the event, and they said it was such a mess trying to get set up. But it did finally quit, and they were able to get their booths. It was a mess for them. Let's see one of these little lights up here, but I'm going to add another white coat coat of white while I'm thinking about it. White of coat. I think that's what I said the first time. Sometimes that white is just hard to get to cover up. I ordered a new product. I've been lately sealing all of my pieces with Mod Podge. And so I ordered it's a special outdoor Mod Podge on it. It's specifically for things that are going to be outdoors a lot. So I'm going to get it. I want to see how thick it is, and I want to see how well it dries. Sorry, I've kind of got the phone upside down, so if I'm missing comments, I apologize. I know most of you are at work right now. Had I not retired, I would be too. David mowed the yard Friday afternoon, and by Sunday, when we got home from church yesterday, he said, "Look at this yard. You cannot even tell that I mowed." And he spent a good 3 hours out there mowing and trimming, and with all this rain we've had, you couldn't even tell it. I could also use a round brush to do this. This one seems to be doing okay. It's hard to think about doing Christmas stuff in June, but when you start doing craft shows in August, September, October, you got to start having it ready. These are blanks that I bought 2 years ago. I'm just now painting them. I think I bought 6 of them. And I did paint the first 2. And then I just kind of put them to the side and started doing other things besides Christmas, and so they just kind of got pushed to the back. Now, on the grand prize for the event, that cricket, I don't even have a cricket. And I cannot put my name in the drawing. And neither can any of my family members that will be helping me work the event. Tell me which you prefer. If you were, coming to an event, do you prefer it to be like a one day? That it's one day and then you get to go back home, you're done? Or do you like a 2 or 3 day event where you need to get a hotel, that it's at that venue? Try to get a room with a hotel. A venue with at the hotel. Our hotels here just did not have a big enough room. Their conference rooms would only hold maximum and be crowded at 30 to 35 people. And they didn't have water available. You'd have to bring in a bucket of water. This venue, the way we're setting up, will hold about twice that, and it's got a little sink in it for us. Us painters like to have our water there. Still waiting on Hobby Lobby to open their room back up so I can start the once a month painting days. They'll be on Saturdays. I think it's the 3rd Saturday of each month. I'd have to look at my calendar again. I've got several parties lined up, so I'm getting the dates all mixed up. I've got two parties this month, a big party next month, and I've got 1 in August, possibly 2 in August, I don't remember. Plus I've got vacation mixed in there. Okay, now y'all see how slow I am at this lettering and still have to go back and clean up? And our little Miss Tamara Bennett just whips it right out there. She's so good. But anytime I can, I guess you'd say cheat. I don't know if it's cheating or not, but I can use the already cut out wood letters. That is typically what I do. And that is perfectly fine too. I haven't done much with my flower beds this year. I usually do. Excuse me. I've usually got flowers everywhere by now, but it's just been so yucky wet. I haven't gotten out there and done anything. And it's like anytime I have a spare moment, all I want to do is paint. So I have to make myself get up and do the housework. I've got laundry going right now. Lots of laundry where the puppy dog was still getting sick, and so we thought we had it all washed up, and she had another round of it. She can't be around another dog for two more weeks. So Jennifer had a few more days she had to work at school, so I decided to keep her here. I didn't want to want Jennifer to leave her by herself during the day until she's completely over it. Like I said, she's feeling better. She's chasing the squirrels and the rabbits again. And stealing our socks. She loves socks. She'll go steal them, and she knows she's not supposed to. So what she does now is she'll go get one, and you'll hear her whining. And in a minute here, she'll come with the sock, and she'll drop it. She won't drop it, but she'll have it in her mouth, and she'll come just whine at your feet because she knows she's not supposed to have it. It's like, I just couldn't resist. Erica Wallace with Wallace House Designs, she's having an event. I think it's a 3-day, 2 or 3 day, I don't remember. I paid for it already, but that one is going to be in near Shreveport, Louisiana. So I've signed up for that one. So if any of you are going to that one, I will get to meet you in person. Be sure and say hello to me. I think that's the most exciting part about my event in August, is just getting to meet some of you in person and just sitting down and chatting, getting our picture made together. And by the way, if you are coming, I will provide paintbrushes. You will have paintbrushes to take home with you. But if you're like me and you have some favorite brushes that you like to use, you know, you're welcome to bring your own brushes. This will be a very laid back and relaxed event. Bring your own brushes. If you have your favorite colors of paint that you want to use, we'll be doing one Christmas project and one fall project, and I may work one more project. Well, we are going to have at least an hour session on just different strokes, different ways to use different brushes, maybe some techniques that you have not seen before, that you've never done. So we'll just have a little bit of a demonstration on that. And I might try to throw one more project in there. We'll just have to see how I'm going to work on the schedule and see how the time's going to work out. But the projects that we'll be doing, they're pretty good size. How about this size or a little bit bigger, or a little bit different shape, but probably about the same size. So I just want to make sure, I don't want anybody to be rushed. I want to make sure everyone has time to finish. And then if somebody, I know we have fast painters, and then we have our, like me, slow painters. So the ones that are fast, there'll be things for you to do if you finish up first, while the others are finishing up. And so there's just lots of different little things that we're going to be doing. But again, just to get to meet everyone, I think is going to be the most fun. We'll have a really good lunch and a really good supper. And after 7 o'clock, that's when it's over. They have a movie theater, they have bowling, they have arcades. There's just several different things that you can do. Okay, and again, I've gotten outside of the lines. You can see that, but I'll go back and clean it up. But there's with the second coat, that Christmas, the first part has a second coat on it. That last part does not yet. So it's covering. I did put snow on the hubcaps and top and down here. And I'll probably go back and put some little white comma strokes, like little highlights maybe on the lights. I'm not sure about that yet. But it is getting there. And on the hubcaps, like if I'm personalizing it, because you're like, okay, where can I personalize it? What I do is, on the back one, I put the, like if it were mine, I would put the, curve it around on that one, and then Savages, I would curve around right here on that hubcap. So I put these Savages. On it. And the two I did last year went really quick. Now I did do those two. I didn't paint the red over the letters. I just went in between each letter and did the red. And I just think that was way harder. This is easier just to go back and clean up. Now I went way outside the line on that one. It's right in that door crook. We'll finish up our little flower, or work on it. I think we'll get it finished if I'll quit adding details to it. But I get started and I think, oh, it would be cute with this too, or this, or this. And that's a hard thing for me, is finding a stopping point. But when I get through with it, it does look different from the others that I do. I mean, if you add your own little touch to them, it does kind of personalize it for you. One of my main things that I do different is I use buttons on a lot of my things. Like for these lights, you could have used little buttons for the lights. So a lot of times I will incorporate buttons somehow. For snowmen, I'll use the little black buttons for the buttons on him. I use them on flowers a lot too. This little brush just does not have a chisel edge anymore at all. I also ordered some of the split half beads that I'm going to try on. I think next week we will do, I'm wanting to do a little pink and purple flower for a little girl's room. So I might use the beads on that. Somehow we'll see. I'm just talking away. I don't even know if anybody's on here. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Melinda. Let's see. Peggy says your outdoor Mod Podge stays sticky, and I had to put a coat of regular Mod Podge. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I was wondering about that. I know the gloss stays real sticky, so I just ordered a little bottle to see, but I would think with that, with the weatherproof one underneath, that would protect it, and then with the regular on top. I typically spray mine, but I've been trying to do more indoors using that Mod Podge. I love using the Mod Podge. I use the Mod Podge matte because I know that gloss stays real sticky like that. So I was wondering about that. That's why I didn't go ahead and order a large one. But if I did 2 coats, then just put that one underneath and put the regular one on top, then I guess it should be fine. Especially Christmas ones, you're not going to leave them out in that long. And when I get something that I've painted, that I've spent a lot of time on, I don't put it where it's right out in the weather anyway. I don't like it just sitting out in the weather. I try to put it where it's a little bit protected. Now this is so nice to get to just hop on here during the day and chat with you. And I can remember when I was working last year thinking, oh, I'll be sitting at my desk waiting for calls, answering calls, and thinking, oh, I would love to be home painting. I would love to be home talking to some others that paint, and here I am. God is so good. I had to go to town this morning, so I thought, you know, I'm already up, got some makeup on, so may as well do a live. But we had to go, we waited till the last minute. Anytime we have to pay in, we wait till the last minute to send our taxes in. So I had to go get our taxes mailed to make sure that they were stamped with today's date. So got those mailed off. And they were busy. Our little town, there's hardly ever anybody at the post office, but boy, they were busy today. So I was not the only one that was doing. Everybody said, yep, that's why I'm here, get my taxes sent off. I know you probably saw the pictures of our Vacation Bible School that I posted. I spent yesterday, we got everything down, so I spent yesterday redecorating my classroom for the quarter because I didn't want to leave VBS stuff up. So got that all done and ready for them. I'm teaching the 2- and 3-year-olds this quarter. They're my I don't want to say favorite because I love all the kiddos, but I mean I like teaching the 2-year-olds. And somebody said, yeah, because you're the same height because I'm so short. Yeah, you like them because you're on their level. It's a ha-ha. I just love teaching that age group. Sometimes I'll teach the 4s and 5s. And then 1st and 2nd grade or kindergarten. But I really like the little ones. I haven't taught cradle roll in a long time. We even have a class for our newborns, newborn to 2 years old. And you'd be surprised how excited they get when they come in there, when they start 6 months old or whatever. They kind of know the routine, and by the time they're ready for the 2-year-old class, it's nothing for them to come to class, and mom can go to class and not have to worry about them. And they know with certain songs what's coming. They'll get to touch a little toy or whatever, so when you get something out or you start singing a song, they know what's coming and they get excited. With my 2-year-olds, by the time they leave my 2-year-old class, they can sing the books of the New Testament from start to finish. And they have a memory verse, 1 or 2 memory verses that they will learn. Right now they're very young 2-year-olds, so but their memory verse for right now is Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And you would be surprised how quickly they can learn that. I will send a little card home to the parents, letting them know what we're studying, and anytime you get a chance, help them sing this at home. And I'm telling you, before you know it, they've got it down. And I still use that little song when I'm looking, you know, when the preacher says, turn to this, turn to that. So many times in my head, I'll go, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and a letter to, and, you know, trying to remember where it is. And I've been doing it for years. So that's something that they'll know for a long time. But they're so much fun. And then, once you've had them in class, you're their friend forever. Doesn't matter where you are, out in public or anything. They see you, they're going to come a-running. Want that hug. I'm painting these two, but I've got two more of these blanks over there, so I've got to get busy and get them done. I was going to work on that little girl's stove and sink set that I got, since Jennifer had everything already set up in the garage. And then it got so hot, but then it was in the 60s, so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get out there and work on that. And now it's in the nearly hundreds. So hot. I'm going to wait. I may set something up in the house so I can do it in the house. Oh, and I don't know if you noticed, I lost all my hair. I went in and said I would like for it to be cut down to about right here. Well, it's up here, so I lost a lot of my hair, but it'll grow back. It always does. But my hair grows super, super slow. That is the first time I've had a haircut in almost 16 months. So my hair grows super slow. So I usually get two at the most haircuts a year. That's about it. I'll trim my bangs a little bit here and there, but so I don't get haircuts very often. Sure is easier to take care of when it's short. My hair is really coarse, and I'm one of those that has to wash it every day. I can't style it without washing it, so I have to use a lot of conditioner. Okay, so that's second coat. I may go back over just a few spots with the round brush, but I'm going to go in and clean up some of this. See which brush I want to use. This is a Master's Touch. Oh no, it's a Velvet Touch. I thought it was Master. But I did get it at Hobby Lobby, but I mean, I haven't had it very long at all, but I don't know if you can see that. Let me hold something up dark behind it. See if you can tell. But it is just splitting like crazy. I mean, it's just a V, and it's supposed to be a liner brush, so I'm not real impressed with it. It just did not last very long at all. Princeton Velvet Touch, or V-E-L-V-E Touch. So it just hasn't lasted very long. I have to really work with it to get the bristles to stay together. Probably need to boil it in a little bit of hot water. Okay, so on the truck I used True Red, Anita's True Red from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to go through and clean up a little bit where I got out of line, and I may go back over it just a tad with a round brush, but just gonna kind of go in and clean up just a little bit. Let me bring you down just a little bit lower. I forgot I had moved that. You can see just a little bit better. A little closer. And it's just not wanting to stay together at all. Alright, so let's switch. See what I want. So I've got all these brushes. I've got 1, 2, 3, about 4 more holders of brushes. So I shouldn't have any problem finding brushes. But I do sometimes. Thought I had another one that was tiny. Okay, here's my Low Cornell, and this is a small. Low Cornell is my favorite brush, but they've discontinued a lot of them. I don't know if they're going out of business or, but they've discontinued a couple of theirs that their script liner brush I absolutely loved, and they don't make it anymore. This is so easy just to go back around and clean it up just a little bit. And if you have a much steadier hand than mine, then you won't have to do this. You'll stay in the line and not have to worry about it. Oops, I got red on that one. Get a baby wipe. And I'm going to put it under my wet cloth to keep that baby wipe moist. My hands used to be very steady. I did not have to worry about it at all. But I've had 2 surgeries on my right hand already, and I'm needing another one. So my hands are not very steady anymore. But I don't let that stop me. Just gonna keep on keeping on. So I do have to do a little more cleanup than I used to have to. And I keep procrastinating and putting the surgery off because I know I won't be able to paint for probably 4 to 6 months that I won't be able to paint, and I just can't stand the thought of it. But I will have to have it done before my husband retires, while we've still got good insurance. I get a little quieter when I'm doing this. Anytime I'm doing liner work. Let's see, the next party I have is the end of this month. And it will be doing the, let's see, I forgot it over here, yeah. This is what we'll be doing at my next party, the bicycle. Enjoy the ride. So this is what the ladies wanted to do. So that's the one we'll be doing. And it's in a lady's home. So it'll be personal and fun and lots of good visiting. Okay, so I've about got the first 3 letters all cleaned up. Okay, so I've got the M and the E and the R done. So very clean. Can't even tell where I got outside the lines. So it's a little extra step for me, but I don't mind it. I don't ever mind painting Christmas. The Christmas project that we're going to do at the event is a very cute and cheerful little piece, not little piece. It's about, well, it's about the size of this round that we're going to be doing on the bicycle on. So that's what the Christmas project will be on, that size round. And then I'll have some blank rounds for you to purchase. There's just so many things you can do with the rounds. So many things for any time of the year. Okay, this little liner's working pretty good. That other one was just, I may end up just having to throw it away, but I hate to because I just bought it. I'm going to try boiling it first and see if that will work. I also got notification today. I ordered a big banner, a business banner, and I ordered new business cards. So they sent me proofs on those to approve. Had a couple of changes that I wanted, but those should be ready any day. I'm so excited. I've never purchased a banner for my business to when I do craft shows. I was always thinking, oh, you know, I need a banner. Need a banner, but I never did get one. Well, I'm going to have one now. I got that a little too much on the white. Okay, so does this tedious work like this? Does it drive you crazy? Or does it relax you? When you're doing lining work or cleanup work or anything that is what I consider tedious. Does it relax you or stress you out? And I guess that will say something about whether or not you're like a type A personality, type B, I don't know what all the types are, but it relaxes me. So I don't mind doing a little cleanup. And it just looks cleaner. We leave, let's see, I think the first week in July. I can't remember what the dates are. I should have brought my calendar in here, but to go to Louisiana to see the hometown Laurel, where Ben and Aaron that do the hometown show, they make over houses. So we're going to go see their little town. Just a little getaway. It's kind of an anniversary. Our anniversary was Saturday. Was last Saturday. Let's see. 21. Sorry, I was counting. That's awful. I had to count. It is our 46th anniversary, was last week. So we've been married 46 years. 46 happy, happy years. He is not only my husband, but he is definitely my best friend. We love to travel together. Just to do things together in general. We enjoy being together. Really got a line on that one. I could hear Tamara talking to me right now saying, back away from it, just back away from it. It'll be okay, just leave it alone. Okay, I don't see much more on that. The first word, Merry. Merry Christmas. I need to be working on fall things because, you know, the fall things will will be needed before the Christmas things, but I've been watching some Christmas movies. So I was in the mood to paint some Christmas. I'm not getting much paint on this little liner brush at all, just really on the tip, just to kind of clean up in those crevices. Probably going to go down the middle of the letters with just a little round brush, and just right in the centers kind of put maybe a little more white on it. Okay, looks good there. So my business cards, the place where it's and my banner, place where I was having them made, put a lot of red on the banner, and Tamara in Paint to Profit just had a section or a segment on what colors to use and what colors not to use in your signs and logos. And red was one of the colors that you didn't want to use a lot of because it signified, don't have my little list, but danger, stop, no. So I sent them a message back and told them to replace anywhere there was red, except for my logo, to change it to a teal color. So we'll see what it looks like when we get that back. Mila, the puppy, she's used to Jennifer being gone during the day at work, and so she typically does her napping during the day. Well, I had her running outside, chasing squirrels and rabbits, and it's so hot out there, but I tried to get her kind of worn out so that she would take a nap while I was painting. You have to treat them just like a child. But if I'm painting, she doesn't like it when I'm sitting here and she's not in my lap. Well, she's nearly 30 pounds now, so I can't hold her up here in my lap anymore while I paint. When she was little, I did. But, so she is taking a nap, so it worked. So I was thinking, okay, that's what I used to do with my kiddos. I would get them all worn out so they would take a good nap. And so I'm thinking, okay, Grammy's still got it. Oh, I love Hometown too. Please share photos. Okay, and I'll try to go live some. Well, I will go live some while we're there. I'd love to go in our little shop. Of course, I'll ask them first if I can go live. Oh, I know. I can't wait. I hope nothing happens that we don't get to, don't get to go. We haven't had a trip since, well, the last time we really took a trip together was last March to Tamara Bennett's Southern Adornments Decor, her live event in Tennessee. We took the whole week and just made a whole week of it. And the very following week, well, the week we were there, they had a major tornado down in Tennessee. And then the very next week is when the world changed, when everything shut down for COVID. And so had she had it that following week, she would have had to have canceled it because everything shut down. So that's how I remember that so vividly. And I had gotten a haircut about a month before that to get a haircut for the trip and everything. So that's how I remember how long it's been since I've had a haircut. So that's how I kind of was judging all that, because it was all back around her live event. And that event was so much fun. But so much happened, that week and the week after. that was a bad tornado down there, and we weren't sure because so many of the hotels were without power, and she was having trouble getting the supply. The supplies didn't get there until the night before the next morning event. So we were all pitching in and helping get things set up, and she just pulled it off like a pro. I mean, she just, it was a wonderful time, and I commend her very, very well, because it was a very stressful time for her. You know, you've got 100-something people coming to paint, and you have no paint. You have no paintbrushes. You don't have anything for them to paint. And, but she pulled it off. We all pulled together as a team and just had the best time. So if you ever have the opportunity to go to one of her live events, you will not regret it. It was so much fun. Okay, sorry, let me put you back down here. I know this is probably boring just watching me do this, but I just wanted to show you how I do it and what I go through. I mean, it doesn't always work out perfect for me. As you saw the other night when I was shaking up a bottle of paint, and it went all over me, all over the wall, all over everything, the piece that I was painting. Sometimes we make it look so wonderful on Facebook, like everything always turns out perfect and such piece of cake. Well, it's not always that way. So I kept Mila because Jennifer's finishing up work, but also she is finishing up her RV that we started renovating December last year, this past December, and then it got so cold that we had to, just got enough to get her in it, and it looked so nice when we got finished, but she still had some things to finish up. She's kind of flipping it. She's going to sell it. And it is looking like, it just doesn't even look like the same RV. We've painted, we've done wallpaper, we've reupholstered some things with material. Just putting some new fixtures in it. And it just looks really like something out of a little magazine. We used to have an old Chevrolet pickup. I think it was a 1950 something. We loved that truck. I'd love to have it back. When you're young, you don't realize what treasures you have sometimes to you, like that old truck. Then we enjoyed it, we liked it, but it wasn't, now I see it as a piece of art. I didn't appreciate it like that back then. I remember when I first started painting, I was expecting Jennifer, my daughter, and I just really gotten into it. And I would be out in the front of our house that we lived in then. Didn't have a full garage. It had been turned into a room. But they left the first, not even half of it. They walled it up, so they left enough to where you could put tools and things in the very front of it. But I would get out there on my bandsaw, 8 months pregnant, huge, and I'd be out there just cutting away, and cars would stop and just laugh at me. They would either laugh at me or look at me like I was crazy. But I would sit and paint. I was about 8.5 months expecting her when we moved into this house. And I would sit at the table and I would paint and paint till my feet would just swell so bad that I finally would have to quit and get up. She's now 32 years old. And she likes to paint as well. She's very crafty. She has a whole different style of painting. She can freehand a lot of things. They always turn out so cute. A little bit of red on that white. Okay, well, I think just a couple more little touch-ups here and there, and we'll call this one done. All right, let me hold you up here. Now let's see, while I've got some white before I say, see, now that's what I do. Like, okay, it's done, and then I'll go, oh, well, no, let's put, so on these colored lights, I think I'm going to put just a little comma stroke swirl. On them just to give them a little, now of course I won't put one on the white. Just a little comma here and there. Thank you, Marina. All right, just a little, just enough to kind of give it a little highlight. White's getting a little bit dry. It's not a big detail, but it does help them to show up a little bit better. Kind of defines them. We got sick with COVID, you know, December 31st I retired, and then my husband and I both got COVID. He got over his fairly quick. Mine lasted about 3 weeks, and I was really sick with it, and then it went into pneumonia. So we did not get our Christmas lights put up until the first week of March. I think it's when we and then Mom got, you know, so sick. So I know come Christmas this year we're going to say, okay, didn't we just put these up? Because that's what it's going to feel like. We just put them all away. Little wider strokes on some of these. Sitting here trying to decide what I want to fix for supper tonight. I think I'll probably might just make a meatloaf. Either meatloaf or taco salad. I haven't decided yet. Okay. As always, it looks great. Love your work. Oh, Cindy, thank you. Y'all don't know what your comments do for me, because you may not realize this, but I don't have a lot of self-confidence when it comes to my painting, and I am really, really bad about comparing mine to others. You know, the ones that in my mind are like, oh, I wish I could paint like that. I wish I could paint like that. And before I started doing lives, I thought, why am I going to do a live? Why is anybody going to want to watch me paint? You know, and I look at my things and I see, oh, I should have done that. I should have done this. Oh, look at that there. But then I finally had to realize, and thank you, Tamara Bennett, for helping me realize that, you know, everybody's just going to be different. Everybody is at their own level, and what I'm thinking about myself, somebody else is thinking the same thing about themselves and thinking they wish they could paint like I paint. So, you know, everybody has their own style and everything. So I am much, much less critical of myself than I used to be. But we all, you know, have our weaknesses. But show it to you a little close up. I know it's backwards, but I put a few little white highlights across the window just to kind of make it look like a window. And those little white highlights on the lights, I think they just kind of made them pop a little bit more. And what do you think about the peppermint wheels? The hubcaps on there. I just thought of that kind of last minute the other night when I was sitting here listening to music and painting on them. And I thought, I'm going to put some peppermints in there. We'll just see what it looks like. So that's the peppermint one. Now, I'd asked some of you before on that. And it was kind of split right down the middle. Some of you said, oh, yes, I love the peppermint, that added to it. And some of you were like, no, I would just go with the original. But now look at the difference without the wording and with that white on there. Doesn't it make a difference? Just every little step. I love, love, love that part of it. You know, every little step just makes such a difference, even if it's a tiny little accent. But just so you know, again, this is what we'll be finishing up tomorrow night, the mason jar with the flowers in it. And I just did the details on this one. We still have to do the details on these two flowers, the leaves, and then something we're going to do in here. I'll either put the word welcome, or I'll think of something else I want it to say, and I'll do the little individual letters. I had shown you before, I keep my little individual letters in a drawer in an ice tray. And it's perfect, perfect storage, and they fit. I can get two into the drawer that I have, so it just works out perfect. And I got all the letters of the alphabet. It took 1.5 to do them in, but that's what I store those in, and I just slide it in the little drawer. So that works out great. So I can either do it that way or just do the welcome, and we're going to have some little flowers and things along here. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow night. Probably 6:30, maybe 6. But just remember, if you don't already get text messages that I am going live, be sure and click on, I believe it's the little bell that you should see, and it will notify you when I go live. Still like the peppermint. Oh, me too. That's my favorite. I like the peppermint. It didn't take me long to go, okay, yeah, I like that. I won't do every one of them like that because some of them did like just the plain ones. But the painters event, these will be available in the booth. So these will be $35 in the booth, and I'll have the hanger and everything on it. I've still got to seal them. And then I've got, oh my goodness, girls, I've got so many things to put in that booth. But I've got a lot of painted things, but I also want to get a lot of blanks so that you can get those at a good price, at a little bit lower than what I normally sell them for. You know, so I'm trying to get some of those cut out for you so that you'll have them there. So please, 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 please promote the event. how do you get the text messages for your lives? There should be when you're on one of my lives, when I go live and you're on, it should give you the option to say text me, or there should be a little bell there. I know with Tamara's it just said, get notifications when this person goes live. So when you first get on, it should be there. Facebook puts that on there. So somebody else on here, if you can help her, y'all know me in technical stuff, but that's what I did with all the other girls that I get text messages on. There was something there for me to click on. So you might look around in that. If not, somebody on here that knows more about that than I do, let them know. And so please, let's see, where did I get my letters? These came in packages of, well, I don't remember how many's in a package at Hobby Lobby, and they were not expensive at all. It was like $2 and something or $3 something a bag for, I think there were 2 letters of the alphabet, of each letter of the alphabet in one package. And they, again, they were like under $3, I think. And so they're really, and there were different fonts. So I don't know what this font is called, but I got them all the same on there. But I really like them. And I really like storing it, in this, because the cabinet that I have, it just fits right in that. It's a rolling cabinet, and they just fit right in that. Or you could even, set them on top of each other. You could even put foil over it if you didn't want them going everywhere. And then also you could put them in the little things that have the little plastic dividers that have the lid that open up. I mean, there's so many different things you could store them in, but I just happen to have those extra ice trays, and they just worked great. In fact, I think somebody on here had given us that idea. They're also good to put buttons in, sequins, or anything like that you have a lot of those half-cut beads that are cut in half. Those would be good to keep in there, the different sizes, because I know they do come in different sizes, so that would be good to store in there. So again, please, you clicked on the bell, so I would, oh good, okay, so I'm glad that worked, because I had seen that, I was reading it on Facebook, put a message out there, and they said that's what you need to do, so I was hoping that would be there. Good, good, good. So please, please, please promote the event. I do have to have a certain number in order for, for us to get to have this. So June 30th is the deadline. This is the flyer that I've been handing out, but everywhere. But if you will go on to, you'll see the link in here. It's probably the first thing that comes up when you go to my Facebook page, or my website, youngatheartcreations.com, and just click on events, and it will give you more information about it. It's just going to be a fun day, and I am so excited about it. I'm spending most of the money on, of course, supplies, but on door prizes and food for you guys. So this is not a huge money maker for me at all. I will make a profit if we do it. I will make a profit, but it's not a huge money maker. So I want you to know most of what I will be making is going back into the event for you. So I hope you will promote it and let others know about it. If you can't come, but you know somebody that might enjoy it, let them know about it. And I promise you will leave with lifelong friends that are, like doing the same thing you do. Or if you know somebody that's never painted before, we will go step by step, just like I do on here lives with you. And so they will know how to paint, or at least how the basics of painting before they leave. And they will leave with at least 2 finished big projects and maybe something in between. It's going to be good food, lots of laughter, lots of tears when we have to leave each other. But I'm just so excited about it. So I hope it does make, but I do need your help in getting the word out. Bring somebody with you. Don't forget, if you do get someone to come, and you're coming as well, for every person that registers, that you told about the event and you get them to register, make sure that they click on that box that says referred by, and that they put your name in it. Because every time that happens, you get another ticket in the drawing for that Cricut. So again, if you get 10 people to sign up and they say referred by and put your name, that's 10 tickets in that jug for that Cricut machine. So Spread the word. All right, guys, I may be back on here tonight. I'm not sure, but if not, I will definitely be on here tomorrow night, and we'll be finishing that mason jar. But I've got several projects going, so I might be on here again tonight. Thanks so much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.